There we go. Okay, there we go. Guys,
All right, can you hear us?
I can hear you. Yes, I can.
Excellent. She says it her best, Mr. Burns voice. Okay. Good. So basically, the only things that I had on my list were, we need to reschedule we need to reschedule our May meeting because it falls on Memorial Day. We were going to start talking about the sidewalk implementation plan.
And
And
that we could put under new business.
part of that would be scheduling a walk with the mayor.
Okay,
Like, actually, let's do some field work.
yeah, it's always nice.
Does that sound fun?
Yes.
We'll pick a nice day for it.
Yeah.
Not snowing, hopefully.
Got a couple months to worry about that.
And then I, you never know, right?
Yeah.
And I have my SID folder here with,
Did you get more?
I only have those three.
Okay, and I can chat about those three in my report.
And if you want me to reach back out to that other person that I had mentioned who called but missed the March 1st deadline.
Who was that? Just remind me. Rabati. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So I figured we would talk about that as well under new business. The March deadline, I don't know where that came from.
March 1st, yeah.
We didn't use that before.
It's listed somewhere. I want to say it's on the.
Yeah,
website.
because normally it could be still snow on the ground.
Yeah.
So last year it was May 1st or June 1st? Because the tax rolls are ready in
July
July.
1st, yeah, they have to be finalized.
It was June, right? Last year we used June.
It would have to be, yeah.
Because everything was so,
Grievance days like May 28th,
Yeah,
right, so, yeah.
so
I
maybe,
hope this falls under grievances in that respect.
Right, I know, but all of that has to be finalized for the rolls.
Yep.
Which are issued on July 1st.
and I mean, it's pretty much almost May 1st now, so,
Yeah.
you know.
And I do know
I
that,
just know that there was so much sidewalk work done that people have not submitted for.
Well, maybe why don't we say to have everything in by April 15th or May 15th, go ahead.
And then maybe we can talk about tonight, we'll put it out there again?
I can put it out on Hudson Hub.
Yeah, okay, we'll do that, and then we'll talk about that. Okay. Awesome. Anything else you have?
That is it.
Very good.
Almost ready to start. 1 minute according to my computer.
Oh, George is on, you said, right?
He's on.
Okay, good.
There you
We
go.
need 3 people.
Hey, Lloyd. All right, it is 5:30 PM.
Good. Hey, how you doing, Lloyd?
Good.
Good.
Make a motion to call the meeting to order.
I'll second it. George? You're there?
I'm here, yes.
Excellent.
Okay, roll call, right?
Yes, so, well, if everybody just wants to say who's here, please here. We have Ryan, George, Tiffany, and Tyler here. Gary is out, for this meeting. We expect that he will be returning for his next meeting, for the next meeting.
Very good. I can start with, the commissioner's report. We had 3 applications submitted for SID. Pretty much all 3 of them got kicked back to the residents just for some minor, details they missed out on. They didn't fill out the application piece. So I've been in contact with all 3 residents and they're just gonna give me that last bit of information. Other than that, everything looks to be fine. Looks like they'll receive their credit for the upcoming year. Ryan and myself, started to look at possible new sidewalks to be renovated this year. We'll talk about that a little bit more after Ryan's report. But that was the next step for me. I think that's pretty much it for my report.
I can give a general, I think a lot of this month, like Tyler said, there's been a few people that asked questions or submitted applications, so assisted Tyler in responding to some of those applications and reviewing them. The other piece from last month's meeting was a discussion about the work that's been done and kind of how that correlates to work that could be done in the future. So one of the things I had tonight prepared just for some of the members here to look at is a map of the work areas that the Public Works Board had worked on previously, and also some of the buildings that are publicly and municipally owned for the benefit of access to. So looking through some of those things, we've identified a few locations that would likely continue in the work areas between municipal buildings, and I think that would be an advisable path for the board, is to try to continue the work that's been started and then continue on improvements of ADA to create at least a path between the municipal buildings and any of the major streets in the city: State Street, Columbia Street, Warren Street. So we shared a quick map tonight. I know there were some discussions earlier. Tiffany brought about walking around the city. I think that would be probably a beneficial task. One of the things that I do think is going to be important for the board to consider when looking at some of these areas is that there were private residences or owners that did sidewalk work in some areas. So there are a few opportunities to piggyback off of their work to continue on one side of the street, to continue that and benefit from it versus trying to complete 2 sides at once. But also those individuals should submit credit applications if they haven't yet, just to make sure that they do get their credit for next year's assessment. With that, one thing that will need to happen in the near term is we'll have to start working through updating the SID file internally. So I was going to wait until this month or next month to request an updated file from the county of any parcels that will take the full city, but in case there's been a sale or a transfer that we wanted to catch. Hopefully we catch the majority of them now. There still could be a few that happen between now and final rolls, but we usually, I think last year was maybe 1, so hopefully they can keep that to a minimum. But we would request that and begin going through the process again of updating that file so that the city has that ready for the tax rolls. Again, the credit applications are important for that as well, because we have to include those in that file.
Right. So just 2 things to touch on. I think this map is just a really good look at a glance for everybody, especially with the new administration coming in and, previous work that's been done, tying in some of the municipal buildings. So I think that we should possibly try to vote on something like this, maybe next month or the month after, so we can get our RFPs out. So maybe try to table this, do our walkthroughs, get out there and really see what work has been done in these possible areas, and if we can continue to tie those areas in, right? So I think that would be, the time for us to get out and do that walk is from now until our next meeting in May. Yeah, so I mean, you know, obviously we didn't, we got our budget line that we know we gotta hit. And, you know, we would love to do it all, but we gotta try to tie in some of the things that are high priority first.
Do you
Okay,
think Gary will want to participate in the walk? Should we?
yeah, we'll invite him and, you know, I'm sure he's gonna wanna get out,
Okay.
you know, for sure. With that said, and then filing for the, SID applications, the board, I think we should vote on the May 15th deadline of them getting their applications in. And then if we end up having one or two late like we did, we can always bring that to the committees, you know, at the next meeting to see if we can get them in. So if you guys are fine with that, I think we should make a motion to say May 15th is the SID deadline for the application.
For credit application.
Yes,
I'll
I make a
second.
motion. Seconded.
there we go.
Okay.
Okay, and if you can put it on Hudson Hub,
Put it
and
on Hudson
we'll
Hub.
try to get it out as much as possible.
It'll be on Hudson Hub and on the city's website.
Okay, so if anybody did miss out already this year, they can still submit for the next few weeks. Great, that's good.
You might just want to hint on, so to make a submission, you're gonna need, there's an application, there's also, the cost of the work as well as the amount of work done.
Yeah.
Are kind of in the year that work was done are the important pieces.
We'll send you an email on everything that they need, so you can include that all on.
All right, yes,
on
if
the-
you send me that
Yeah,
like later
perfect.
tonight, I can post it tomorrow.
Okay,
All right.
awesome.
Did we
Great,
want
good
to
things.
pick a date for?
Yes, our next meeting falls on Memorial Day.
Grandma's birthday.
Oh, happy to your grandma.
I mean, we could do Wednesday, the 27th. Possibly.
Fine with me.
Okay,
I don't have any conflicts, but
all right. Work for you?
Yeah.
You good with Wednesday, the 27th?
Yes.
Okay. All right, so we are going to move this one to 27th.
We're gonna try to squeeze in a walk around prior to that meeting, yes.
Yes,
Yes, we are. So that has been moved to 5:30. While you continue, I'm going to double check. It's just this one. Okay, we are good.
and in the meantime, George, we can probably send you a copy of this map.
Or if you wanna, I'm in Atlanta for a funeral, but I'll be back tomorrow. You can leave it at City Hall or I can pick it
Yeah,
up
that
from
would-
somebody.
Yep, for sure.
Okay, sounds great.
Awesome.
You know, and as we do our walk around, and I'm sure you've got this on your mind and you do as well, obviously, coming up, we will have work starting, right, on Columbia Street.
Yes,
So,
yeah, so we left that out.
right.
Yeah.
that is one of the reasons, there is a gap down Columbia.
Right.
Talking with Rob, that's a
Yep.
project that they're undertaking, so.
Right, and those sidewalks will be on the streets where they're tying to the main, they'll have to be,
Be perfect.
they'll have to be fixed anyway.
Yep,
So that'll be a big help on those.
yeah.
It's not coming out of the SID fund.
You know, this map, when we sat down, we did it, it gives you, because, you know, came on this committee later than when it first started, but it just gives you at a glance. And I think, you know, people can understand, you know, it all and, you know, looking at it at one time.
Mhm.
Cause I get confused, you start naming all streets and corners and everything. Okay, any other new business?
I can think of.
Okay.
Does that conclude our show? Oh, Lloyd,
Well, yeah, public, right, any comments? Yes, public comment.
I'm just curious, so if I heard correctly, you're looking at getting some documentation on transfers, property transfers, deeds, title. Is that something, can you elaborate, help me understand what exactly is that a public document? If I wanted to find out or access that, would I be able to access that? And my curiosity comes from somewhere outside the SID.
Yeah, I mean, that information is generally publicly available with the county clerks or the county real property, so that information is public, yes.
Is that something they're providing to the city, or is that something we're researching independently? I mean, is this like a package that, you know, could be available?
So they provide, I don't wanna speak for the county, how they provide certain documents to certain entities, but because it is the city of Hudson's tax rolls, they provide it to us in a format that we can load into our Excel file. But it's not the full information, it's only partial, it's only the information we really need, property ID, address, and owner's name, so it's not, it doesn't give, sometimes there's multiple owners or.
But it's catching transfers of ownership.
It doesn't flag them, but it would show whoever the current owner is. So it doesn't flag like, oh, this property was transferred on.
Oh, you're just getting an update.
Yeah, I'm just
Right,
getting
you're
the
getting a
raw data.
full update
Yep.
of everything.
Mhm.
But you're not getting a select, cohort of information specific to just new.
No, we pull that information which generates our tax for the SID.
Okay,
So if there was any transfers, anybody sold their house or left their house to somebody or something like that, we would see that, so then we would know who to tax. That's all.
Or
wait, no, I'm confused here. Did you say that again in terms that I might be able to comprehend?
So we get the information from the county tax rolls of all the residents in the city,
Right,
right?
and then you parse out from that?
No, so everybody has a SID tax. Then we take from that spreadsheet, if they're a veteran, they're exempt. If they did work on their house, they get a credit. So that's how we show, you know, that's how we show how much money we're gonna generate for the next upcoming year.
Okay,
So
My
what we do is we
Yeah.
pull that again this year, we pull it every year, pull it again this year, just in case Lloyd bought a new house.
so would you then have that Excel file that could tell you change in ownership from the prior year to the current year? And is that something that, you know?
We just see who owns a house now. Who currently
Now,
owns
is
a
that
house.
Excel file available to the public?
it's provided to the county, and that's what's turned into the tax rolls. It's like the tax roll file is not an Excel file, it's a PDF file
Right,
that the county publishes on their website,
right, well,
including the SID fee, and that's included.
no, I'm aware, and I have copies of prior years and I put it into a spreadsheet. So, okay, I was just wondering if, because my interest is along the lines of the Galvin Bard situation, from identifying. That's what piqued my curiosity.
Mhm.
If there was, have you noticed any Bard transfers?
I haven't looked at it this year.
I said I've reviewed it. but-
We haven't pulled it yet.
Right.
Yeah, okay, fine, fair.
Here.
All right, well, thank you.
Of course. Yeah. Anybody online?
Sure,
Carol
just-
has her hand up.
Oh, Carol, did I have you muted?
No, can you hear me? I think I've unmuted myself. I had a question about the map you were talking about. Is that available for the public anywhere?
This is a proposed map, so I would wait probably until after we do our walkthrough so we can put the final up because this is purely speculative at this point.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm
Uh,
sure, lots of people are curious about, what areas of the city are being targeted for, the first wave of sidewalk replacement. So when it's
Yeah.
available, I would love to be able to publish it.
Okay, we'll make sure we get that to you after we do our walk around and everyone gets on the same page.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
Any other business? I make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
I'll
Adjourn.
second.
Okay,
Thank you, George.
have a good
So
one.
it's
I'll see you guys in a few days.
Bye.